Thank you very much. That was our intro talk, but now on to the real stuff. Our first speaker that we have tonight is Reina Bach. She is going to be speaking about mindful bites, which I did not understand until I saw her talk, so don't make assumptions. The hill that Reina will die on is that toilet paper has to come over the top of the roll. I have a question. Is there anybody in here who's on the hill that says, fuck no, under the roll only? Thank you, good night. Wow, okay, you guys are wrong. Anyway, the other thing, I asked if we could celebrate any small wins, and last weekend she graduated from the, oh God, I'm gonna say it wrong, the Equine Institute of Denver or Colorado. She graduated from something involving horses, and we're very excited for her. So please welcome to the stage, Reina.
What if I could tell you a simple way to access more joy and peace in your life without having to meditate for hours on end or squeeze into some tight yoga pants? I learned this on a discovery when I went to French Culinary Institute in New York, followed in my grandmother's footsteps. It changed me. Aside from lots of deep cuts and burns, it changed me. Walking through the aisle at the grocery store was different. I started to notice the difference between processed foods and fresh ingredients. When I walked down the chip aisle, I felt a little tired, a little bit numb. The produce aisle, on the other hand, was filled with textures and smells and tastes. I'd walk by and grab a bunch of cilantro and I felt so good. I felt so alive. Growing up, my dad, anybody recognize these? My dad used to buy these gallons of wine, okay? Those last a long time in the fridge. But after chef school, guess what? I tried to sip the wine. I couldn't because I studied wine. In my wine studies and the classes, we'd learn about wines from around the world. We'd learn about big, juicy cabs and subtle pinots, the notes, the colors, the flavors. A few years back, I went on a wine tour to Burgundy, France. Super fun. We got to spend time in the vineyards. We also tried 120 wines in 5 days. We spit a lot, okay? But the thing I learned is that wines are of the earth. It's a grounding mechanism because it brings in the flavors from the ground. Limestone, chalk, and even green beans. The winemakers also are involved. They have lots of choices, like how long to leave the wine on the skins to give just the perfect color. Do you want new oak, old oak, American oak, French oak, toasted or untoasted? To truly taste a wine, this is something I learned, you really have to be with it. You have to be with that wine because guess what? You might miss some of those delightful hints of eucalyptus or thyme or rosemary. Walking into this cellar in France, you could feel the dampness and smell the mustiness. You sip the wine and you get those earthy tones and even forest floor. And yeah, you'd get some wet dog. Yeah, you don't want wet dog. No. Just like wine, food gives us access to the present moment. A fresh tomato, sun-kissed off the vine, doesn't taste the same as a canned tomato. First course, you sit down, you see these beautiful colors and textures, these little wafers with this juicy, creamy stuff on it. And then there's the bubbles that are throwing off hints of rose and yeast. First course, it's a carefully plated rolled ham with vegetables and flower petals sprinkled all over the top. Then the creme brulee. And you take your spoon and you take it and you can hear the crunch of the sugar. And then you take a spoonful of the yumminess. You get some hints of vanilla and nutmeg. The Hungarians make a delicious wine called Tokaj. Some say it's a very complex wine with hints of grapefruit and apricot and spices. I call that baby an orgasm in a glass. And then there's this guy, Jean-Luc. Okay, I felt the flutter. I wish I could take him home. I did ask if I could take him home and a bottle of him, and they said, what? I said, no. The thing is that to access the present moment, you do not have to go to a fancy French restaurant. You don't have to buy an expensive wine. It can be as simple as tasting a strawberry, noticing the textures, the color variation, the sweetness. I invite you to disrupt your normal relationship with food and wine, because you can access in the present moment, if you are able to spend a little bit more time with what's in your glass and on your plate, you're going to expand your ability to notice the joy around you. I'm Reina Bach. Thank you.
Yeah? She had me at creme brulee. I was